All right, we be live. Hi, everyone. We're going to be discussing Americans joining the Israelis and the huge attempt online and everywhere else on media that against Israel. There's a lot of pressure against Israel right now, trying to convince Trump not to join Israel. By the way, how's my audio? Let me actually check. Testing. Yeah. Okay, this is all working. Fantastic. And we need to actually everybody needs to start practicing responding to all this anti-Israeli bullshit. Let me actually fix this. Fantastic. Okay. So I'm gonna be waiting for people to be joining here. Let me know if you okay. So here, people are here already. Fantastic, guys. Let me know how my audio is because we need to be talking about this. While we wait for more people to show up, just let's remind everybody what kind of regime we're talking about here. The regime in Iran just bombed. I mean, I think most of you have seen this. A hospital in Israel. Yeah, I'm not saying all the condemnations that usually you get for Israel when Israel targets terrorists who are hiding in hospitals. Uh, you get so much condemnation for Israel, but when the regime in Iran targets a hospital that is not being used for military activities, we get absolute silence from all of these leftists and all of these Islamists, which is insane. But guys, there is so much. The anti-Israeli narrative online is so strong right now, and there's a huge attempt right now in the United States to try to not to to try to convince Trump to stay out of this. And right now, we need every single one of you to use whatever platform you have to pressure to be online and actively responding to everybody. These are the next couple of hours are going to be key right now. We're talking about potentially taking out one of the greatest evils in the world in the next couple of days or maybe even hours. And United States, if we leave Israel alone in this fight, it's going to be something that we are going to be looking back in years in shame. You know, there are only a few great enemies of values that have made the world a better place. One of the main ones being the Islamic Republic, and Israel is standing alone against this great enemy. And it would be such a shame if United States, with all its military might, does not come to the aid of Israel in this fight, because this is an evil that is coming for the entire world right now. The Islamic Republic in Iran, and this is the moment. There are a lot of isolationists. There's a lot of woke left and woke right at the same time right now, trying to do everything they can in the power to try to convince Trump to stay out of this. And you have no idea the tsunami of anti-Israeli propaganda that is just taking over all of media right now. Is I mean, it's always there, but right now in the past 24 hours it has been so strong. They have become very, very effective, and it might actually get to Trump. And I mean, I'm just trying to keep following the news every couple of minutes. I just hope, like, we're seeing the U.S. getting ready to start helping Israel, which is good. So it looks like all the attempts. It looks like the Qataris wasted a plane on Trump. Hopefully, if this happens, we could all sit here and laugh at the Qataris for all the and the Saudis and the Qataris and the Emiratis for for spending so much money on trying to convince Trump not to get into this war, and all of it is going to waste right now. Yeah, the woke right. Yeah, it's a yeah. So somebody's saying woke right is just a new Qatari attempt to mobilize anti-Semitism. You ain't wrong. I mean, the anti-Semitism in the right was always there. These days, you could see it more on the left, but it's still it does exist on the right as well. Is there anybody here that disagrees with this? Like, are there any Americans here It's amazing how so many Americans have been fooled by the anti-Zionist propaganda out there, and how many Americans I see online have no idea how this benefits America. Oh, I see Gene is here. Hi, guys. It's somebody like somebody. I don't know how hard is it for them to understand how much this benefits United States. To keep acting like it's United States that is just supporting Israel. It's so easy to understand how Israel is fighting United States enemies, and how much this benefits the United States. Somebody's saying, no, Palestine. I don't recognize Palestine as a thing. What is Palestine? Somebody's saying, do you think Palestine should exist? Palestine, no, there's no. I don't recognize the existence of Palestine as a thing. There's this place we call Gaza. The Palestinian identity is fake. It's basically a terrorist symbol right now. That's all it is. Let me see what Genius has to say here, guys. If there are anybody here that thinks America should stay out of it, let us know. I want to see what you guys have to say. Genius saying, I have no idea why. I think you mean why the IRGC was not bombed to the ground years and years ago. Exactly. Yeah. By the way, guys, I have no idea why Khamenei hasn't been taken out yet. One of my friends explained it to me, which it seems like it makes a lot of sense. I think taking out Khamenei would be a signal to the Iranians to basically now come to the streets. The reason why they haven't taken Khamenei out right now might be because before they have to take out all the armed forces that are responsible for riot control and suppressing the protests. So the priority is first to here are the priorities, right? This is why we shouldn't. It seems like we shouldn't go for Khamenei first. First of all, is the Israeli planes, the fighter jets should focus on mainly eliminating the threat to Israel. So basically, focusing on the rocket launchers and the heads of IRGC responsible for managing the attacks on Israel. Wow, I see a lot of so-called pro-Palestinian terrorists in the chat are active today. Look at that. Let me ban this guy. Hold on. This guy is spamming. Hold on. Oh, no, don't go. No, don't. Don't worry. I got you banned. Okay. There we go. Banned the guy who's spamming the chat. So the priority for the Israeli fighter jets should be to take out anything in Iran right now that is threatening Israeli citizens. That should be, and that's the first priority. The second priority is the nuclear facilities, the uranium enrichment facilities. That was the main mission. But now it seems like the toppling of the regime has been added to the mission, which is we're very happy about here. But to do that, you need the help of the Iranian people. So after priority number one, which is the missile launchers and anyone else that is a threat to Israeli people right now, because they're bombing Israel right now, as I just showed you, they just bombed a hospital. Look at this in Israel. So they need to neutralize all the threats to Israel right now. That's the enrichment of uranium facilities. So basically, Fordo, Natanz, I think, has been taken out already. Fordo is the main one that needs to be focused on, and that's the one thing the Americans only have the bomb and the plane, the B-2 bomber that can actually take out Fordo. So the Israelis need the Americans to enter the war for that one. No, yeah. Do we have any mods here? Gene is here. There's so much spam in the chat. Holy crap! The so-called pro-Palestinians are angry. Oh, somebody's saying, "Look at this! Look at this idiot." Okay, Alva is saying, "No, don't drag Americans into this BS. You're such a fool. The Americans are the Americans are in it. This is Americans' mess, anyways. Americans are partly responsible for we having an Islamic Republic, and this is the world. The Islamic Republic is everywhere in the world. What do you mean? Don't drag Americans into this. This is you are basically sacrificing Israeli lives to fight your wars for you. This is your war. The Islamic Republic is your enemy, and Israel is basically fighting your fight for you. And instead of helping your ally, you want them to continue to pay the main price for it. What ungrateful shits you are. Some Americans don't understand how grateful they have to be for having Israel as an ally. Some Americans, not all of them. Look at this idiot in the chat. Hold on. Somebody's saying, oh, look at this. Oh, somebody's saying Israel has no right to exist. Okay, yeah, you genocidal. Good thing the so-called pro-Palestinian people are showing their genocidal tendencies here. That's good. Keep doing that. Somebody was saying Iran is not our enemy. You're an idiot. We're not talking about Iran. We're talking about the regime. Of course, Iran is not your enemy. Iranian people are amazing. They're one of the most secular, liberal, democratic-minded people in the world. We're talking about the regime, not not Iran, the country. If you refer to the regime as Iran, then you're an idiot. Yeah, Karen is saying, Armin, the internet is cut in Iran, right? Yes. In fact, my father is in Tehran, and I haven't heard from him for a while now. I'm worried about my father, actually, to be honest with you guys. Right. So as I was mentioning, hold on, let me go to. Oh, so some are saying, Armin, do you need a mod to shut these people up? Only the people who are spamming. I like the angry anti-Israeli people here. I like to see their hatred. I like to. Gene is here. Gene is a mod. Yeah, exactly. So Gene is saying all the pro-Palestinians in the chat against so-called pro-Palestinians. You have a right to voice your opinion, but if you keep repeating yourself, you get banned. So if you spam with repeated messages, that's how you get banned. So Jean is here. She's here. We want to see their bullshit, the anti-Israeli people. Again, I don't want to call them pro-Palestinians because they're a curse upon the so-called Palestinian people as well. These idiots, they are anti-Israeli. They're not pro anything. They're pro-death. They're pro a cult of death. That's what they are. But yeah, as I was mentioning, the priority should be after you neutralize the threats to Israelis and after you manage to take out the main uranium enrichment facilities. Again, that's why one reason America needs to get into this fight is because Fordo, the Fordo site, we need the B-2 bombers for that. Israel doesn't have any B-2 bombers. But after that, Israel, I hope they start focusing on. I mean, they already started, which is amazing, but they need to start focusing on neutralizing any anti-riot police or any other armed forces that are responsible for suppressing the people in the streets. And only after that's neutralized, then they should go for Khamenei. Because if they go for Khamenei first, then if people go, that would be a signal for people to go into the streets, but then we still have the anti-riot police active. So it makes sense for them to focus on removing the anti-riot police threat before they go for Khamenei. I think it would be easy for them to take out Khamenei. I hope they do. I hope they do. Wow, guys, look at the chat filled, absolutely filled with anti. Okay. Okay, and hold on, let me actually add Twitter here as well. I forgot to add Twitter. Save changes. Okay. There we go. We're live on Twitter as well right now. On X, I mean. Okay, S Hope is saying the Americans saying America first are nowhere to be seen here on the on the gang infested streets of Chicago. They don't care about war and violence here, let alone war anywhere else. Yeah, I mean the America First are nowhere here. Yeah, by the way, where are the protests right now in American streets regarding this the regime in Iran bombing this hospital in Israel? Where are they? Where are they? Aesop, can you tell me? Where are they? Why are they not protesting against the regime in Iran? Can you answer that to me? Somebody? Does anybody know? Somebody in the chat saying God bless Palestine. Okay, there are two things in that statement that don't exist. Neither your God or Palestine is not a thing. They're both fake. Yeah, they don't care exactly. God bless Narnia. Exactly. That's a yeah, and that's a good response. Nail bunny. Every time somebody says God bless Palestine, I'm going to say God bless Narnia. Westeros, God bless Westeros. Exactly. Thank you, Hope, for the super chat. Yeah, but this whole idea of America, America first, America first. Yeah, well, do the Americans? Okay, yes, sure, go do America first. As an American, you should want to focus on America first. But how do you do America first properly? By having strong allies that are fighting your enemies and supporting them at the time of need, right? So if you have an ally called Israel who is killing your enemies more effectively than your government is, and they're putting their soldiers in harm's way, and your soldiers are not in harm's ways, and they're killing the enemies of the United States for you, when they need your help, you show up. That's in my opinion, that's America first. How could you care about America when the allies that are so good to America, you're not there for them when they need you? A strong country is a country with strong allies. And if you abandon your allies at the time of need, then you're going to be a weaker country. How is that America first? How is that America first? America first is abandoning your friends when they have been doing so much in defeating your enemies, and you abandon them when they need you. You become a less reliable partner. You become a less reliable partner for your allies, and therefore become a weaker country. Look at this. Muhammad is saying, "Bro, shut up." Why would I shut up? I can see that I'm pissing you off, which is so entertaining. It's so entertaining that I'm pissing off anti-Israelis. The fact that you're pissed off makes me encourages me to continue. Let me see. The chat is amazing. What are all these guys? The anti-Israeli people right now are so active online. Look at this. Somebody saying free Palestine, and then piss, 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 piss. Yeah, free Palestine from Hamas. Well, for not free Palestine, there is no such thing as Palestine. Free Gaza. Free Gaza from Hamas. Free Gaza from Islam. Free Gaza from this cult of death. If you want to free so-called Palestine, you know what you should be doing? If you want to free Palestine, so-called Palestine, you should be supporting Israel, because Israel is freeing your so-called Palestine from this disease called Hamas. Yeah, I agree. Free Palestine. Free Palestine from support Israel. If you want to free Palestine, support Israel. Yeah, look at this. The IRG, yeah, exactly. The IRGC are spending their last money. Yeah, man. Given that this whole cult of death, this Islamic cult of death, they're going to be losing their main sponsor pretty soon. This is why they're so active these days. This is why you see them online right now, because their main sponsor, which is the Islamic Republic, is about to get toppled. Israel, guys, isn't it so beautiful? All of these anti-Israelis, they have tried so hard screaming genocide, apartheid, and now Israel is just doing its thing. It's more powerful than ever. Ever since October 7th, these people thought that Israel is about to collapse. Israel came back stronger than ever. First Hamas, then Hezbollah, then the Houthis, and now they're going for the head of this octopus, going for the Islamic Republic itself. So all their attempts in spreading hatred against Israel to make Israel weaker, Israel just continued doing its thing, eliminating its enemies one by one. They must be so pissed right now because they tried so hard, so hard. And Israel is just, with all the hatred, with all the anti Semitism, all the anti Jewish hatred, Israel just kept on doing its thing and just destroying every single one of its enemies one by one. They must be so pissed at all the free Palestine, all the protests that they did, everything that they did, none of it made Israel any weaker. It's just Israel just got stronger. And now they're so desperate. This is why they're the anti-Israelis everywhere online. They're so active, is because it's coming to an end. They're going for the head of the octopus. They're going for the head. They're going for the Islamic Republic itself. Wait, Sohail is here. Wait, hold on. They're getting so many messages. The chat is so busy. What the hell is happening? Okay, so Sohail is saying Israel's head of military intelligence has said 30 Iranian commanders, including their chief of staff who fled to the mountains, were eliminated at a secret headquarters. Wow, so did this just happen? That's amazing. My God, the anti-Israelis in the chat, they're burning. Oh my God, they cannot believe what's happening to their sponsor. Their great Ayatollah leader in Tehran is hiding in a hole. And they're so pissed that Israel is winning. I love that you guys are pissed in the chat. I love it. I love to see it. You there you get, that's all you have. You have a hatred to spread against Israel, and Israel just makes you burn in your own hatred by just winning. Love to see it. Oh, we got a super chat. The seal of the prophets saying, "My love to the brave Iranian people. Beer in Tehran by 2026." Okay, I hope so. I don't know, but I hope so. Yeah, sure. Wow, what is happening in the chat? Guys, are there any Americans here that want to argue? Give me a good argument for why United States should not be supporting Israel right now at this time. Look at this. Look at the projection here. Like, you're burning literally. Oh, okay, sure, buddy. I'm the one. Okay, hold on. You got a super chat. Daniel saying, "What are the odds that the current regime in Iran can be toppled? It seems resilient. A ruse. The war would be a failure if the regime survives." So, I don't know how to calculate the probability of that. I just know it has never been this likely. This is the closest. So I don't know how to calculate how probable it is for the regime to be toppled right now. I think the factors are so multifactorial that it's impossible to calculate the probability. But what I could tell you is that we have never been this close to the regime being toppled. I mean, all of the heads of the IRGC have been killed. All of the heads of the IRGC have been killed. And if anybody knows anything about the regime in Iran, is that the IRGC is everything. The IRGC, a lot of people think Khamenei is the Islamic Republic. It's the IRGC that is the Islamic Republic, and all of their heads are killed. So whatever that probability was a couple of days ago, it just quadrupled in the past of 6 days. So that's what I could tell you. But I can't see the future, so I don't know. Somebody saying, okay, like, oh, okay, this is good. I hope I can find it. Ooh, okay, look at this. Faisal is saying Iran has a right to defend itself. I completely agree with you. Iran does have a right to defend itself. against its enemy, which is the Islamic Republic. Iran has the right to defend itself against the regime, the Islamic regime. Iran is, and Israel is helping Iran fight its enemy. Israel is helping Iran fight its enemy, which is the Islamic Republic. I completely agree with you. Thank you, Israel. As an Iranian myself, I thank Israel for their support of Iran and the Iranian people fighting against their enemy, which is the Islamic Republic. I agree with you 100%. Look at this. You crazy. You crazy. Wow, great arguments, sir. And look at this. Lies, lies, lies. These are fantastic arguments. Where did you guys, how did you guys get so smart? Wow, the chat is filled with idiots today. What's going on? Okay. All right. Let me see. Yes. Okay. S Hope is saying, thank you, Israel. As an American, you care more about me than my own country has. Well, I don't know if I go that far, but yeah. I mean, Israel has been doing the investment in supporting Israel has paid off for Americans, but 10 times more than the cost of supporting Israel. And I wish more Americans knew this as hope. I wish more of that. More Americans understood that supporting Israel has been so good for Americans. Are there any Americans here who disagree with that? Oh, look at this. Oh, here. Saying, down with Israel. As an American, we do not benefit from the Israeli regime. Down with Israel. Okay, can you actually make an argument? Israel has eliminated, neutralized many of the terrorists who have been killing Americans for years. United States have received has gained a huge return on its investment when it comes to supporting Israel. What are you talking about? Oh, Yasina is here saying shalom, Armin. Shalom back at right at you. Yeah, as an American, doubts exactly. Oh, what the hell? Like, let me see. I think we got an argument here. Look at this. We do not benefit. Doesn't matter if they neutralize anybody. We do not benefit anything. So you do not, as an American, you do not benefit. That the terrorists who aim to destroy America, if they are neutralized, you do not benefit for. You do not benefit as an American. The people who have dedicated their entire system, their entire organization, and they have transparently shouted over and over and over again that their entire goal is to one day destroy the world liberal order and Western imperialism and take down the United States and all its allies. If a country much smaller than the United States pays the heaviest price and carries this burden in eliminating those people who eventually want to come for United States, if they're neutralized, you do not benefit from that as an American. Yeah, you're an idiot. I don't know if you're worth even talking to anymore. Oh, we got a super chat. Let's go respond to the super chat. Lithium is saying, hi, Armin. What do you say for people concerned about the support of pro monarchy and their support for, yeah, what do they support of pro monarchy and their support for Reza Pahlavi? So, what is your problem with that? What is their problem with that? The monarchy that we're talking about is a constitutional monarchy, not an absolute monarchy. The Iranians who want a monarchy in Iran, they have been very, very clear that they're talking about a constitutional monarchy, not an absolute monarchy like in Saudi Arabia. Do you understand what a constitutional monarchy is? A democracy is a liberal democracy. A constitutional monarchy is basically what we have in the United Kingdom, in Canada, in Sweden, in Norway, in Japan. That's what they're voting for. What's the issue with that? Yeah, exactly. Nail Bunny saying UK has this. Canada has this. Yeah, Denmark has that. Exactly. Joel is saying. And that's the choice of the Iranian people. Is uh, if the Iranian people in after the Islamic Republic falls, if they have a referendum, if they vote for a constitutional monarchy, it's absolutely their right to have whatever form of government they want. Yeah, so Sohail is saying Spain, exactly. As a constitutional monarchy is a form of a republic. People say, yeah, exactly, Darko. Some people in the chat are calling me a Zionist. Yeah, I am a Zionist. I'm proudly a Zionist. I'm an Iranian Zionist. I'm an ex-Muslim atheist Iranian Zionist. Deal with it. Lithium Dragon, did that make sense? Let me know if you were satisfied with that answer. Okay, S Hope is saying, I'm an American Jewish Zionist. Come at me, haters. Exactly. Yeah, guys, if you're a Zionist, let me know in the chat. Mention all these anti-Israeli haters. Let them know that you're a proud Zionist in the chat. Let's make them more angry. Let's make these angry people more angry. Yeah, Nail Bunny saying, Armin, to be fair, they don't know what the Zionist says. Guys, are we clear exactly on this live stream? I want to make sure that we're clear about why United States needs to be supporting Israel. Like, do you guys have any, like, the Tucker Carlsons and the Candace Owens and the other anti-Zionists right now are very active and they're getting a lot of momentum, and it's very important that they don't win this in the next couple of hours. Like, all their efforts and all their anti-Israeli hate will basically be flushed down the toilet if Trump actually starts supporting Israel in this war. It would be amazing to see once again that all these anti-Israelis propaganda didn't result in anything. Look at this idiot. Vicky is saying, you are a Zionist Nazi. Yeah, that's a contradiction, you idiot. Vicky, you're so stupid. You're so stupid. That's a contradiction. Yeah, so like we have other Iranians here who are Zionist. This account called Iranian Nationalist with a picture of Reza Shah, the Great, saying Zionist from Eastern Azerbaijan province. Well, thank you for being here. You know, a lot of Iranians are considered themselves Zionists these days. Proud Zionists, yes, proud Zionists. I'm a proud Zionist. Good job, guys. Look at the chat being filled with proud Zionists. Yes, this is a channel for proud Zionists. Deal with it. Yeah, another admin is saying Palestine doesn't exist. Palestine is a myth. Palestine is a symbol for terrorism. It's not a thing that exists. Oh, look at this. Proud Jewish atheist Zionist. Fantastic. Look at the chat is now filled with people saying that they're Zionists. Look at this. Why is the chat like, guys? I'm telling you, you know, the evil empire of the Islamic Republic is falling. This is why in the past 48 hours these people are everywhere. This is they're screeching. They're dying. You know how, in there's this evil character in the movie that dies and is shouting out, like trying to survive. This is basically them attempting to stay relevant. It must be so painful to see all their anti-Jewish hate and all their anti-Israeli hate is not making Israel any weaker, but it's only making them stronger. They must be so pissed off. Oh, here. Amit is saying, what made a salami infused cutlet today to celebrate. Fantastic, Amit. Fantastic. I didn't even think of that. You should make a live stream sharing the recipe. How did you make that? Salami infused cutlet. That's beautiful. That's great. Yes, Israel and Iran together. Guys, what do you think their chances are that United States is going to support Israel in the next couple of days or maybe even hours? And also, what do you think the chances are that the regime in Tehran is going to fall? Like, is are we looking at? Do you guys think that we're looking at the end of the regime in Iran? 50-50. Something like one. Somebody saying 50-50. USA supporting Israel. Yeah, I know they're supporting Israel, but we need them to actually enter the war. We need them to actually take out Fordo. Yeah, we need them to hurry the fuck up. Like exactly. Like this has honestly, Trump has been so slow at this. This whole thing was supposed to happen in May. Okay, hold. We got a super chat. Hold on, let me remove the. Okay, what do Iranian people think of the pro-Palestine's Hands Off Iran campaign? Okay, so most of the Iranian peoples I've seen, they hate the pro-Palestinian movement. The anybody who so again, we don't obviously when we're talking about Iranians, we're talking about 90 million people. So we cannot generalize the views of all Iranians, right? But the pro-Israeli, anti-Palestinian cause viewpoint in Iran has been it was always there and it was always growing, but it has been growing more faster in the past couple of years. Uh, yeah, but it's always been there. Like Iranians, there are many Iranians that are pro-Israeli, and that number and that percentage has been growing significantly in the past couple of years. I mean, even before October 7th, which made even more Iranians become pro-Israeli, especially because Israel was taking out Nasrallah, taking out many of the enemies of the Iranian people. It constantly made more Iranians support Israel. However, even before all of this, we remember chants in Iranian stadiums, people saying "Pachame Fedestino Bokon Tukunet, Bokon Tukunet." You guys know that chant? Iranian people in Iran, Iranian people in Iran. One of the famous chants in Iran is "Shove the Palestinian flag up your ass." These are chants in stadiums by the Iranian people. Did you guys know this? By the way, guys, did you know this is a famous chant in Iran? And this was even before October 7th. Wow, people are so angry. Why are you guys so angry? Okay. Oh, hey, Susie is here. Hi, Susie. Yes, exactly. Here's my fellow Iranian basically writing that chant for you. Parchame Felestino Bokundukunet, Bokundukunet. That's a famous chant in Iran. So that's what Iranian people think about the so-called Palestinian cause. Yeah, Gene is saying Iranians have no chill. Yes. Oh, we got more super chats. By Gasian and also Mars. Let's respond to these. Gasian America saying thoughts on Tucker versus Ted Cruz debate on Iran. I only saw that clip where Tucker got. I have to watch the full thing. Let me know what you guys think about it because I just that part of it where Tucker got Ted Cruz over not knowing the population of Iran. That's the part that I saw, which is so stupid. Like, okay, if he doesn't know the exact population of Iran, he knows enough to know that the regime in Iran is a threat to all free countries. That's what you need to know. Why would the information of the exact population be a big deal? Like, that's such a stupid gotcha. Like, hey, here are my arguments for why the regime in Iran is a threat. Well, what's their population? Do you know? Do you know? You don't know the number? Ah, all your arguments are invalid. What the fuck? What is that? What is that? What is that? Such a stupid gotcha. Such a stupid, like, that's so bad faith. Let's go to Mars. Like, imagine, guys, if you're making an argument, like, this is what it sounds like. Imagine if you're talking to somebody about whether Putin had the right to attack Ukraine or not, okay? And you're winning the argument because you have all the points and the other guy doesn't. And the other guy, like, well, what's the population of Ukraine? And like, I don't know. Like, I win, you lose. What the fuck? Okay, sure. Okay, yeah. And so many people are falling for that. So many people saw that part and they think Tucker just destroyed Ted Cruz because he didn't know the population. What the fuck? So stupid. You have nothing. You have no arguments. You have to resort to gut shoes because you have no arguments. Okay, let's go to Mars's argument. Market super chat. Mars is saying, good if the IRGC Iranian regime falls, but not sure if you cover this. And is the infrastructure in place to establish and or ensure stability afterwards? So here's the thing. The infrastructure, we hope that it doesn't get to destroying the infrastructure. So far, there hasn't the IDF hasn't been targeting the infrastructure that much. And we understand that if this continues, the IDF might be forced to actually target the infrastructure somewhat. But we hope that the regime is toppled before it gets to that, so that we have all of this to be able to rebuild Iran after the toppling of the regime. However, even if it gets to the IDF being forced to remove some of the infrastructure because the infrastructure is being used to fuel the IRGC that is attacking IDF. So if this doesn't end fast, they might actually have to take out all the infrastructure that is fueling the enemies of Israel while they're fighting it, right? If that would be a tragedy and it would be very unfortunate, and we pro-Israelis have to work overtime to basically defend Israel if that happens, because it would be more difficult at that point. I'm being completely transparent and honest with you guys, right? However, even if that happens, I can promise you that the damage to the wealth of the Iranian people, even if Israel takes out some of the infrastructure, is never going to be as great as the damage of the Islamic Republic remaining in power. It will never be that high. There's no greater curse upon the Iranian people than the Islamic Republic. So, by all means necessary, it has to be removed. By all means necessary. There is no greater evil. So Uriel is saying, how can Iranians overthrow the regime? So I have to be completely honest with you guys. It seems like they can't without the help of Israel. This is why we should be so grateful. The Iranian people have been very brave, and they have attempted this many times, and they have paid a very huge price for it. And unfortunately, it was not enough. It was not enough. And the Iranian people need the help of Israel. And the way that the Iranian people can overthrow the regime is if Israel, first of all, after they're done focusing on neutralizing threats from Iran to the Israeli people, because guys, let me tell you, this is very important. If Israel goes into Iran right now and only destroys the nuclear facilities and the missile launchers, and then they leave and the Islamic Republic stays in power, Unfortunately, that means that the Islamic Republic will rebuild. They're sitting on a lot of oil. They will use that to rebuild all their losses, and they will be a threat to Israel and the world again. So now that Israel is there, now that the regime has been proven to be a paper tiger, now that they're completely defenseless, it would be irresponsible of think of Israel to leave without the toppling of the regime. It would be a betrayal of Israeli people. You have them and you could do whatever you want with them because they have no defense right now. They're completely helpless. So the IDF should not be leaving Iran until the regime is toppled. And because Israel does not and will not have troops on the ground, the boots on the ground should be the Iranian people. So once the once the IDF removes all the threats to the Israeli people, basically eliminating all the missile launchers or anything else that could be a threat to the Israeli people, then they should focus their attention and eliminating any force in Iran that could stop the Iranian people from protesting. And after that, they should take out Khamenei. So phase one, taking out all the threats to Israeli people. Phase two, taking out every single force or institution or people whose job it is to suppress the Iranian people. Phase three, take out Khamenei, which would be the ultimate signal for the Iranian people to come into the streets. That's how the regime will be overthrown. And by the way, if you guys haven't seen yet, the the Israelis actually hacked the a TV station. I'm not talking about the bombing of the TV station. That was amazing, by the way. But they just recently hacked the TV station in Iran, putting a message to the Iranian people to come into the streets. But right now, I don't think the Iranian people can come to the streets because the streets are being bombed, and Israel has told the Iranian people to evacuate. So you cannot ask them to evacuate the streets and also show up for protests at the same time. Okay, those things contradict each other. So while the bombing is happening, we cannot expect the Iranian people to show up in the streets. But if we want the Iranian people to show up in the streets after the bombings are over, we need Israel because the regime in Iran has been shown to be very effective in suppressing the Iranian people when they show up in the streets. So we have to neutralize anything that could stop them before we ask them to come out. There's a lot of super chats. Let me respond to the rest of them. Nix is saying, Armin, it seems like channel has grown a lot since you started supporting Israel. So you support a genocide for money. Got it. I am an old member. Well, you're an old idiot. Genocide, you don't even know what that word means. How has Israel, first of all, I have supported Israel since forever, so you have no idea what you're talking about. When our channel was very small, I even back then I called myself a proud Zionist. So you're both ignorant and an idiot at the same time. By the way, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for supporting this pro genocidal channel with your super chat. Okay. Yes. And also, how has Israel committed genocide? Do you even understand what a genocide means? Like, do you know what the definition of that word is? How has Israel, in their war in Gaza, has done more than any other army in the world to try to avoid civilian casualties? And if you have not seen that, then you're an idiot and you're blind. In fact, it's Hamas that is trying to commit an act of genocide, and they're incapable of doing that because Israel is strong, and Israel has uses all its technology and all its power to try to reduce civilian casualties when it's conducting its war. And but you are just an anti-Semite who doesn't want to see a reality, and you're blinded and you're brainwashed by the media. So that's why you're basically spreading this much nonsense. By the way, I'm actually paid by you. Thanks for the super chat. Oh yeah, this guy. Look at this idiot. Look at this guy. Hold on. This guy is laughing like. Israel is strong. Look at, you see all those emojis? They are crying inside, and that's why whenever you see more than two laughing emojis, these are people who are crying and burning from inside, and they're trying to hide their anger and their tears with laughing emojis. That's when usually you see too many laughing emojis, that's what's happening. And they are so pissed off that Israel has proven to be this strong, so they just want to deny reality. Oh, we got a super sticker from Lady of Rain. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, we got so many super chats. What's going on? You guys are being very generous. Ivan is saying, no, I was talking about the liberals shouting to stop the Zionist aggression on Iran. What? There is no, yeah, I think I responded to this. There is no aggression on Iran. There is no Zionist aggression on Iran. What I mentioned, I responded to this by saying the aggression on Iran comes from the regime. The Zionists are helping Iran. What aggression on Iran are we talking about? If you're looking for aggression on Iran, we have had 46 years of aggression on Iran by the Islamic Republic. And finally, somebody is coming and helping the Iranian people, which is the Zionists. It's not the Zionist aggression on Iran, it's the Zionist aid on Iran. The aggression comes from the regime on Iran. Do you guys understand that the regime, the Islamic Republic, is not Iran? That Iran has been taken hostage by the regime. The regime and Iran are not the same thing. Do you guys understand that, right? That's pretty basic here. But thank you so much for the super chat. And then we have Crypto Fanatic here saying Kyle Kalinske stated that Reza Pahlavi has no political support. Well, Kyle Kalinske is an idiot. I don't know why anybody would listen to him. He has no understanding of Iran. Every time I covered one of his live stream, he proven to be one of the most ignorant people about the topic. We have scientifically collected data that shows Reza Pahlavi has more support than anybody else in Iran by a huge margin. So what is he? Is he going to deny scientifically collected data from Iran? Fuck him. He's an idiot. I mean, he's a progressive. He's a leftist woke progressive. He's one of those Marxist types. He's an idiot. He's an anti-imperialist, so-called anti-imperialist. It's funny how these people think that they're anti-imperialist while they're supporting an Islamic empire in development. They call their own country an empire, even though it's like these are anti-American Americans, people like Kyle Klinsky, and they accuse their own country of being involved in imperialism, uh, which in fact actually United States was the main source of uh, modern nationalism around the world, which is actually an anti-imperialist. The United States is an anti-imperialist project. The whole concept of nation states have been modeled after what United States created when United States was created itself. Everywhere in the world where we talk about nationalism and we talk about the whole concept of the new modern nation states, and the structure of the government that we have has been modeled after what United States has created, and the whole concept of the modern nation state was against empires. So they're accusing their own country of being an imperialist, which is anything is completely the opposite of that, while they're actually supporting an imperialist project by Islamists, and they call themselves anti-imperialists. Oh wait, so Fanatic also sent me a second super chat. Yeah, Kalkonsky also featured Mehdi Hassan, who claimed that all genocide scholars assert that Israel is committing genocide. Yeah, Mehdi Hassan is a fucking liar. So what he does in his debate, he goes and lists a bunch of scholars that consider what Israel is doing in Gaza a genocide. What he doesn't tell you is that I could also provide you another long list of scholars who say the exact opposite. So if you providing me a list of scholars who say that then proves your point, then me providing a list of scholars that say the opposite proves my point, which then two contradictory points would have to be true at the same time, which kind of shows how that's not a very reliable way of discovering what is the truth. Okay, okay. Right? If your methodology would make it so that two contradictory positions would have to be true at the same time, that's probably not a very good way to come to conclusions, right? By the way, guys, I have a Persian show coming up very soon, so I need to wrap this up. Let me actually go through the super chats very fast. So no more super chats, okay? Thank you, but thank you everybody for the already for the super chats that you've sent so far. Okay. So Iskandar saying, Armin, you reckon that the conspiracy of what? Oh, Arakchi, Ghalibov, Pezeshkian, and Zarif, the economic faction, are selling out the others to so they can get a nice negotiation for the leadership reform. Okay, so I don't like, so you're talking about the foreign minister, the so for people who don't know, these people are, Arakchi is the foreign minister in Iran, Ghalibaf is the head of the parliament, Pezeshkian is the puppet president, and Zarif is the former foreign minister and one of the key reformers in Iran. You're suggesting that there's a conspiracy that these people in Iran are selling out the others so that they can have a negotiation for leadership in a reformed Iran. I don't know. I haven't seen any evidence of that happening. If people are coming up with that conspiracy theory, they're just pulling it out of their ass because there's nothing. I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm just saying anybody who's saying that is just making stuff up. It's fun to make up stories these days at moments like this. So if they want to claim that, they actually have to show some evidence before us taking it seriously. But even if that's happening, I don't think it's going to go anywhere, given that the people will not. If the regime falls, do you think the Iranian people that have now been unchained will be tolerating the reformers as part of their government? Like, with what enforcement? Once the regime falls, there will be no enforcement, and the Iranian people would not be able to, would not tolerate any of these people in power. So even if that is happening, I don't see it being successful. So I don't know. Good luck with that, I guess. Yeah, but thank you for that question, Iskandar. Amit is saying, Armin, have you considered to multiple streams on Kick? No, I'm streaming right now on YouTube and X at the same time. I'm using StreamYard. I don't know if StreamYard accepts. Yeah, I don't want to start a new platform from beginning. I think like I already have my hands full. Yeah. I don't know. Let me know if it's worth it. Flying Robot Duck is saying, if the Islamic Republic falls, will the MEK try to get into power? Yes, they will try, and they will fail because they have almost zero support. And the MEK is worse than the Islamic Republic, and the Iranian people do not like them. So, yeah, good luck with that as well, I guess. Yeah, they're the MEK is a cult worse than the Islamic Republic with lower support than the Islamic Republic in Iran, which is hard to achieve. Thank you. Long Live Israel just gave us a sticker. Thank you so much for that. And I agree. Long Live Israel. Um, G gave us a super chat saying, Ayatollah, start buying diapers. Take care, bro. Yeah, exactly. Well, you need more than diapers right now. How about a coffin? Uh, Ivan is saying, I was pointing out how no one cares about the IRGC murdered Iranians in 2019 and 2022, but now when Israel is involved, liberals are going mad. Yep. I mean, liberals, I don't call them liberals. They're not liberals. These are the woke left is not liberal, okay? Just like so within the right leaning people, we have liberals. Within left leaning people, we have liberals. But the woke left is anti liberal, and the woke right is also anti liberal, right? So these people in the United States, the word liberal is not being used properly. These people are anything but liberal. Actually they're the greatest enemies of liberalism. The woke left, the Marxist left, the woke left, the Islamists, and the woke right Woke, when I say woke right, yeah, I don't want to use the word far right because the media uses the word far right against anybody who is concerned about mass migration and Islam, which are things that you should be concerned about. So I'm now using the word woke right to refer to people like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. We're going to call them woke right now. Okay. So woke right, woke left, Marxist left, and Islamists, they're actually the greatest enemies of liberalism. So don't let them call themselves liberals. Yeah. Okay. I have to go to the Farsi stream. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. All right, guys, I'm gonna go to the Persian stream right now, which starts in 10 minutes. So I'm gonna do more streams like this. Let me know if you like it. The streams that are this showed up in your shorts feed, right? That's where it's supposed to show up. And these kind of streams are ones that I don't need to come up with a cover or anything, so I could just do boom, 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 do more streams like this, right? Let me know if this showed up. Guys, can you confirm in the chat? Did this show up in your shorts feed? That's where it's supposed to be showing up, and I'm doing it vertically like this. All right. I'm gonna do more of these. Let me know what you guys think. Great job, Armin. Take care. Wait, is anybody gonna confirm? Hey, it's shorts. Although I hate the shorts format. Yeah, I know some of you don't like it, but it's this is how we're gonna get into new in front of new people. Okay, good. Yep, shorts. Okay, good. All right, guys. And it also helps me do more streams because I don't have to actually create a cover. Okay. All right, guys. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Love the pro-Israeli people, and also I kind of love the anti-Israeli people here as well. They're kind of entertaining. I don't actually like you as a person, but I love you being here because you're kind of funny. You're like our clowns here. Like the rest, us pro-Israeli people enjoy watching you. We point and laugh at you guys. Okay. All right, guys. See you soon. Bye. Mwah.